Let's get real for a minute. You can't see it, but it's there. It's the engine that runs the whole show. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning, or sometimes what keeps you under the covers. Your mental health is just as real as a broken bone. It's the single most important factor in determining the quality of your life, yet it's the one we talk about the least. We're going to change that today. We're going to pull back the curtain. Look at what's really going on inside that head of yours. It's time to stop whispering about it. Start having a real conversation. This isn't some fuzzy, feel-good topic for other people. This is about you. This is about your happiness. This is about your success. Ignoring your mental health is like driving your car with the check engine light on, hoping it just goes away. Sooner or later, you're going to break down on the side of the road. You wouldn't do that to your car, so why are you doing it to yourself? It's time to take control. Understand that you have the power to make changes that will impact every single part of your life for the better. We all have days when we feel off. That's just part of being human. But when those off days start to outnumber the good days, that's a signal. It's a flashing red light telling you that something needs your attention. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human, and you're dealing with life. The key is not to let those signals go unanswered. Acknowledging that you're struggling is the first, most courageous step toward getting better. It's the moment you decide you're not going to be a victim of your circumstances anymore. Let's break it down. Mental health is how you think, how you feel, how you act. Simple as that. Visual emphasis. Thoughts. Feelings. It's about how you handle the curveballs life throws at you. It's about your ability to manage stress, to connect with other people, and to make choices. When your mental health is in a good place, you feel capable. You feel like you can handle the day-to-day pressures of work, family, and relationships. It doesn't mean you're happy all the time. Nobody is. It means you have the tools and the resilience to navigate the ups and downs without falling apart. Think of it like your physical health. You go to the gym, you try to eat your vegetables, you get a checkup once a year. You do these things to keep your body running well. Your mental health requires the exact same kind of maintenance. It needs attention. It needs care. It needs you to be proactive. Ignoring your emotional well-being is like ignoring a nagging pain in your chest. You wouldn't do it. Your brain is the most complex organ in your body. It deserves at least as much care as your bicep or your cholesterol level. Good mental health isn't about the absence of problems. Life is full of problems. It's about your ability to cope with them effectively. It's the difference between seeing a challenge as a roadblock and seeing it as a hurdle you can clear. It's the internal software that helps you process information, make sound judgments, and maintain healthy relationships. When that software has a bug, everything else starts to glitch. You might become more irritable, have trouble sleeping, or pull away from the people you love. These are not character flaws. They are symptoms. So, when we talk about mental health, we're not just talking about serious mental illness. We're talking about a spectrum. On one end, you have thriving. You feel good, you're functioning well, and you're engaged with life. On the other end, you have crisis. Now you might be asking, why am I feeling this way? It's not because you're weak or because you did something wrong. There are real, tangible reasons behind mental health struggles. Let's look at the three big ones. First, we have biology. This is the stuff you're born with, your genetics. You can inherit your dad's blue eyes or your mom's high blood pressure. You can inherit a predisposition to certain mental health challenges, like depression or anxiety. It's not a guarantee, but it can make you more vulnerable. Your unique brain chemistry also plays a huge role here. The second major cause is your life experiences. These are the big, impactful events that shape who you are. Things like trauma, abuse, or losing someone you love can leave deep emotional scars that affect your mental health for years. The third cause is the one that sneaks up on most of us: daily stress. It's the slow, steady drip of everyday pressures. This isn't about one big event. It's about the slow, steady drip of everyday pressures. A demanding job, financial worries, relationship conflicts, constant pressure to keep up with everything. It's like a leaky faucet in your brain. One drop isn't a big deal, but over time it can cause a huge flood. This chronic stress wears down your resilience, depletes your energy, and leaves you feeling overwhelmed and exhausted. It's often the combination of these daily hassles that finally pushes people to a breaking point. It's crucial to understand that these three causes, biology, life events, and daily stress, don't operate in a vacuum. For example, someone with a biological predisposition to anxiety might be able to manage it just fine until they go through a major life event like a divorce, which is then made worse by the daily stress of being a single parent. It's a complex mix, and it's different for everyone. Recognizing which factors are at play in your own life is the first step toward figuring out a strategy to deal with them effectively. Knowing the causes is one thing, but dealing with the challenges is another. One of the biggest hurdles people face is stigma. Plain and simple, people are afraid to talk about mental health because they're afraid of being judged. They worry they'll be seen as weak, seen as unstable, seen as crazy. This stigma is a poison. It keeps people silent. It forces them to suffer alone, pretending everything is okay when it's not. It makes asking for help feel like an admission of failure, when in reality, it's one of the bravest things a person can do. We have to stop this. Another huge challenge is the lack of help, or at least the perceived lack of it. People often don't know where to turn. They think therapy is only for rich people, or that they need to be in a full-blown crisis to see a doctor. The system can be confusing and overwhelming to navigate, especially when you're already feeling down. Finding the right person, figuring out insurance, scheduling appointments can feel like a mountain too high to climb. Section 5. 7. Simple steps to a better day. Alright, enough talk about the problems. Let's get to the solutions. You have more power here than you think. I'm going to give you 7 practical, no-nonsense things you can start doing today. You don't have to do them all at once. Pick 1 or 2. Start small, but start. These aren't magic cures. They're building blocks for a stronger mind. Simple actions, done consistently, create lasting change. This is your action plan. Here are the 7 steps. Don't just read them. Think how to fit them into your life now. 1. Get quality sleep. Your brain recharges at night. Don't rob it. 2. Move your body. You don't have to run a marathon, just walk. 3. Talk to someone. A problem shared is a problem halved. Stop holding it in. 4. Create a routine. Structure provides stability when feelings are chaotic. 5. Limit screen time. Your phone isn't your friend when you're feeling down. 6. Learn to breathe. A few deep breaths can reset your nervous system. 7. Know when to ask for help. Being strong includes knowing when you can't do it alone. This isn't rocket science. It's about getting back to basics. Our modern lives have disconnected us from what keeps us grounded. We sacrifice sleep for one more episode. We sit all day. We text instead of talk. We scroll endlessly through other people's curated lives and feel worse. These steps help you reclaim control. They're conscious choices to prioritize your well-being over constant distractions. Be intentional with your time and energy. Think of these steps as tools in your mental health toolbox. On a good day, you might not need them. On a bad day, you might need several. Practice them when you're okay so they become second nature. Then when stress hits, you don't have to think. You just do it. You go for a walk. You call a friend. You take 5 minutes to just breathe. Let's dig a little deeper into the first 2 steps, because they are the foundation for everything else. First, sleep. We treat sleep like it's a luxury, but it is a biological necessity. When you sleep, your brain is hard at work cleaning out toxins, consolidating memories, and processing emotions. If you consistently get less than 7 hours of sleep a night, you are operating at a deficit. Your mood, your focus, your decision-making, it all suffers. You wouldn't expect your phone to work all day on a 10% charge, so stop expecting your brain to. Making sleep a priority is non-negotiable. This means creating a sleep-friendly environment. Your bedroom should be cool, dark, and quiet. Stop using your phone or watching TV in bed. The blue light messes with your brain's ability to produce melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Try to go to bed and wake up around the same time every day, even on weekends. If you're lying awake with a racing mind, Get up, go to another room, and read a book until you feel sleepy. Don't just lie there and fight it. Now let's talk about moving your body. Exercise is the most potent and underutilized antidepressant. When you move, your brain releases chemicals like endorphins and serotonin, which are natural mood boosters. This isn't about getting a six-pack or training for an Ironman. This is about changing your chemistry. A brisk 15 to 20-minute walk can be enough to reduce anxiety and improve your mood. The key is consistency. Find something you don't hate doing. Walking, dancing in your living room, gardening, whatever. And do it most days of the week. The connection between your mind and your body is a two-way street. Don't overthink it. Just put on your shoes and walk out the door. Let's move on to two more powerful tools: talking and routine. Humans are social creatures. We are not designed to go through life's struggles alone. Yet, when we're feeling our worst, our first instinct is often to withdraw and isolate ourselves. This is a trap. Keeping your worries, fears, and sad feelings locked inside only gives them more power. It allows them to grow and fester in the dark. You have to let some light in. Talking to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, a partner, can make a world of difference. Voicing your problems does two things. First, it gets them out of your head. Saying the words out loud can make a huge, scary, tangled mess of thoughts seem much smaller and more manageable. Second, it allows you to feel seen and heard. It reminds you that you are not alone. Now for routine. When your internal world feels chaotic and unpredictable, your external world needs to be as structured and predictable as possible. A simple, consistent routine can be an incredibly powerful anchor in a storm of emotion. It reduces the number of decisions you have to make each day, which frees up mental energy. It provides a sense of accomplishment and control, even when other parts of your life feel out of control. Your routine doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as making your bed every morning. Start with the basics. Wake up at the same time. Eat your meals at regular intervals. Schedule your walk. Have a simple wind-down ritual before bed, like reading a chapter of a book or listening to calm music. These small, predictable actions create a framework for your day. They tell your brain, even if I feel terrible, I know what comes next. I know I can get through this next small step. In the absence of internal stability, you create external stability. Over time, that external structure helps to rebuild your internal foundation. It's about building a strong foundation so that when the storms of life hit, you bend, but you don't break. The goal is to keep moving toward thriving more often than not. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was a 38-year-old teacher, a mother of two, and by all outside appearances, she had it all together. But on the inside, she was drowning. She was constantly exhausted, irritable with her kids, and felt a deep, unshakable sense of dread every Sunday night. She thought it was just burnout. She told herself she just needed to push through it, that everyone felt this way. She isolated herself from her friends because she didn't have the energy to pretend she was happy, and she was too ashamed to admit she wasn't. Her turning point came one Tuesday morning when she couldn't get out of bed. The thought of facing the day was so overwhelming that she felt physically paralyzed. Her husband, concerned, sat on the edge of the bed and simply asked, "What's really going on?" And for the first time, she told him. She told him about the constant anxiety, the feeling of numbness, and the fear that she was failing at everything. Just saying the words out loud was like opening a pressure valve. That day, she made an appointment to see her doctor. Sarah's journey wasn't a quick fix. Her doctor helped her understand that she was dealing with anxiety and depression likely triggered by years of chronic stress. She was referred to a therapist. At first, Sarah was skeptical, but she went. In therapy, she learned to identify the negative thought patterns that were keeping her stuck. She started practicing small mindfulness exercises just a few minutes a day to calm her racing mind. She also made a commitment to walk for 20 minutes every day during her lunch break, even when she didn't feel like it. Slowly but surely, things began to change. The walks cleared her head. Talking with her therapist gave her new tools to handle her anxiety. She started setting boundaries at work and asking for more help at home. There were still bad days, but they were fewer and farther between. And now, she knew what to do when they came. Sarah learned that her mental health was something she had to actively manage, just like her diet or her finances. Sometimes, a walk and a good night's sleep aren't enough, and that is perfectly okay. Recognizing when you need to call in a professional is a sign of strength, not weakness. If you've been struggling for more than a few weeks, if your feelings are interfering with your work, your relationships, or your ability to function day to day, it's time to get help. If you are having thoughts of harming yourself, that is a medical emergency. Seek help immediately. Visual. If you need immediate help, call or text a crisis hotline now. Start with your family doctor or a local clinic. They can screen you for underlying physical issues and refer you to a mental health professional, therapist, counselor, psychiatrist. If you have insurance, check their website for covered providers. Crisis lines are available 24/7. Help is out there. Take the first step to reach for it. Think about what we've talked about today. We've defined mental health. We've looked at causes and common challenges. We've laid out 7 simple, actionable steps. We've talked about the power of sleep movement talking routine. Sarah's story showed change is possible. This isn't just a bunch of abstract ideas. This is a roadmap. It's a guide to help you navigate your way back to a better place. You don't have to stay stuck where you are. Here is your call to action. Right now. Today. I want you to do one thing. Not 10 things. Just one. Pick one of the 7 steps. Maybe it's putting your phone away an hour before bed tonight. Maybe it's lacing up your sneakers and walking around the block. Maybe it's texting a friend and asking if they have time to talk later. The journey to better mental health begins now. What's your first step going to be?